What's up, everybody? Tindo here. That there is Retro Rick. That might be the first time in months and months I've ever introduced somebody and not said, this is Hannah.
Hannah's better than me, let's just clarify, but here I am.
This is not Hannah. This is Retro Rick. And listen, guys, we drove all the way across country to come check out Retro Rick and his channel and his thrift stores and his collection. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take a look around at Rick's collection. This is not an official game room tour. We're not taking a tour of Rick's game room. He has some game room tours on your channel, right?
My very first video was a game room tour. Okay. It was of my old game room, but it's very similar to this. So if you want to check that out.
Yeah, check that out on his channel. But what I want to do is just ask you some questions about some of the stuff in here, because you can kind of look around here. Pretty nice, sizable collection of not just games, but toys and some vintage and retro stuff. But, like, if you look at this collection long enough, you start seeing things pop out that, like, you wouldn't have known were there in passing. So let's just kind of go around your game room real quick, and I want to ask you a couple questions about maybe what's your favorite thing, and then there's definitely some stuff I've spotted that I'm just like, all right. And there's also some stuff I want to know where you got it. So there's two things here I want you to tell me about. One's going to be this inbox turtle van. I can't believe my eyes what I'm seeing. And then I want to know the story about where you got your Play It Loud series Game Boy.
Okay, cool. So this was actually acquired just like not even a month ago. I got this, a buddy of mine got this at a garage sale for $2. I have a video on that. It's complete and it's amazing. I mean, it is super crispy.
Oh wow!
That's fresh. It's in really, really good shape. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Man, the back of the box. Like, my favorite thing. I talk about this in a lot of videos. I love the back of boxes of games, stuff like this. I like collecting the boxes for these things because we did not have the internet, and that this was my example of, yes, I want that game. It's like, that's it. No, there was no videos. There was that. So this was acquired at a garage sale for $2 from a friend. I unfortunately didn't pay $2 for it. I had to pay a little more than that.
A little upcharge.
A little upcharge, but it's still, I think this is like $250 in the box. So that is how I got that.
All right, tell us about this Game Boy. I want to know why or how you got it, what you like about it, why it's on display in your collection.
Okay, so a friend of mine got this, and he has actually modded this. So this is the Play It Loud. This is the Play It Loud one, and I actually have like the little case that it goes into, and I don't know if the battery's...
Oh no!
It's not, but it's backlit, and it's bivert. Bivert is like blue, and it looks amazing. So it's like backlit and it's blue, and it looks great. So that's how I got that. It's actually this actually I think his. He just is like, he doesn't have a game room right now. He's like, hey, if you want to put this in your game room and use it, there's that. So that's cool. That's kind of why that's there.
All right, well, let's move on this way. There's a lot more there that I think is awesome. Sure. I mean, I love the lunchbox. And I can't believe you have the mug with it, too. I know those are hard to get together.
Yes, my wife got me this for Christmas a couple years ago.
Beautiful. So, absolutely beautiful. But let's move over here. I mean, there's plenty to talk about here. You know, you've got a Virtual Boy. You've got all the retro consoles here. Super jealous of your top loader NES.
Yes. Well, there's actually one of these available in town right now. I don't know how much. It's like $120, so it's not like $1, but it's...
That's about the going rate.
Yeah.
But I think my biggest question about all your stuff here is I'd like to know how and where people acquired their big CRTs.
Okay, so still in my area, they sell these. So there was a Sony Trinitron I saw 2 days ago, $10 for one of these, and these are somewhat desirable. I think probably $100, $150. I got this from a guy in town for $20, and if you know anything about these, this is no joke. Like, this weighs a ton. I mean, my wife is actually a little worried. We're on the second floor of my house right now, and this room freaks her out. She's like, this is too much weight. This is way too much weight. So. But yeah, it weighs a lot.
They're heavy TVs. We actually have the one Hannah and I do that's one size bigger. So I don't know, just a couple inches on the diagonal more. And I'm a large person. It takes
Listen, guys, I said this in an earlier video. I'm not tall by any means. I'm 5'9". Mm-hmm. But I I am so short. He's
Yeah.
like
Well,
8 foot tall.
comment below. Do I make him look small, or is he making me look huge? I'm not sure yet which way it is. Like
You're like 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, I'm 6'6".
Crazy.
It's nuts, but I'm referencing how large I am to say that I can lift a lot. Large people usually can. I can't get my CRT off the ground. It takes a lot of help.
What do these weigh?
I don't know the actual weight. I know we have a gentleman watching that is Sony, has been a Sony dealer, and maybe he can comment below. He gave me my Sony remote for my TV.
Okay, cool.
I bet he knows. Comment below. What's the average weight of a giant Sony CRT? How did you get it? You got it on Marketplace or something?
Marketplace,
Okay.
Yeah. Saw it pop up.
Well, I always like
it. Looks great. I mean, this is how retro games, old school games were meant to be played in that aspect ratio, and that's why it looks crispy.
For sure. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. There's nothing else to say about it. All right, let's move over here. We're getting to my favorite part of the room. Let's talk about the shelf real quick that most of your Nintendo stuff is on.
I got two of them. I got this one right here. This one has the TV and the little marquee, and then this one is just the big marquee. So I got these at a store called Hastings, basically an entertainment store that went out of business. You know how most media stores have went out of business. You know, you got, I can't even think of the ones that were around. You know what I mean? You had all different kinds back in the day.
Right.
But basically, the store went out of business, and I love this store. They had everything: books, games, CDs. We would spend hours in this store.
Right.
And this is one of the pieces that they had. And when they went out of business, I'd always wanted like some kind of storage display thing.
Right.
I asked them, hey, how much would these be? He's like, $100. It's like, yeah.
Here you
with
go.
the TV, $100.
$100.
Okay, I'll take two, and got them in a storage unit, and waited till I got a game room, and now they're up. So that's how I got these.
Very nice. Well, let's come over here to this corner and talk about a couple things that are on here.
Okay.
First of all, do you have anything that's sealed? Do you keep any sealed retro games?
I have one. Well, my main one that I have sealed is this right here.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
That's a sealed copy of Mario Brothers 3.
Yes, from
I don't think I'm going to touch it. I think I'm going to let you hold that.
1989. That's the H scene.
H scene all the way.
So, yeah, this is one of my favorite games. A lot of people's.
Okay.
A lot of people love this game.
I'm kind of just asking you the questions that, like, I do weird things, or I have a big Sony CRTV, so, like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of asking, because I keep one expensive sealed game, too. I've got one sealed Game
What is
Boy.
it?
It's a Harvest Moon 2 game. And it's like,
Yeah.
if I came across another expensive sealed game tomorrow, I'd probably sell one of them, keep one, but, like, I like having more,
I'm not opening that one for sure.
No, for sure. All right, let's talk about a couple things that are on here.
Cool.
I'll tell you what I'm drawn to. You want to guess what I'm drawn to the most?
I'm trying to think of what you like.
Well, this one's not what I'll go ahead and tell you, because you and I actually talked about it prior to this video. I can't believe this exists. I can't believe this is a thing.
Yes. So
a magnifier for Tiger.
Everybody knows the Game Boy Light magnifier.
Yeah.
Because you had to have it because it wasn't backlit, and I remember being on your covers when you were a kid, and being like playing it at night when you were supposed to be going to bed. They made this for the Tiger electronic handhelds, which is nuts. I mean, look at this. This looks like it's really enhancing the experience. I promise you, I did a review on this. If you want to check it out on my channel, it does not make it any more fun. it is not, but it's cool to have.
That's just for the super nostalgic Tiger handheld collector. That's all that is.
That is.
Out of everything on there, though, honestly, that calls out to me the most. I'm kind of wondering
were you Yo Mega? You know what those are? Yo Mega Yo-Yos?
Yeah. You used to quantify its ability to spin with how many brains it had or something, or what it was.
That I don't know.
the brain was a thing, and it was either there was a number of brains it had, or maybe this is what it is. There's a numeric quantification of its spinning capabilities.
Okay. That was the one that came back to you.
Yeah.
That one slept, and then at a certain point, it would grab and come back to you. So
I remember a guy coming to my elementary school to talk about yo-yos and explaining to us what these brains meant. X-brain.
Is that how you knew about that? Because I didn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I didn't have a yo-yo guy come to my school.
Let me be clear. I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. I'm just telling you I remember a guy coming to my school and explaining to me what the
way
brains...
better school than me. I never had a yo-yo guy.
I swear. And well, he was also selling yo-yos, so...
Best school ever.
I'm telling you. And I think my dad bought me one. I'm sure I destroyed it instantly.
I actually do have something cool I want to show you.
Okay, let's see.
You might. I don't think you've seen this yet. Tell me what is more 90s than 90s Power Ranger cards with Pogs inside.
Yes.
Is there anything more 90s than that?
I have a couple friends back home that gave me a couple packs of these, and,
Okay.
and I wasn't going to open them, but the moment I felt that Pog, I was like, opened, and I opened them.
Was it a slammer or was it just Pogs?
So I don't know. I also, sometimes there's some places that are remaking some of these retro packs. I think what I had might have been some sort of remake or something, but the fact that there's Pogs in there is so dumb and awesome.
1994.
Let's move on to that shelf then, because I mean, there's plenty of stuff to talk about here. Maybe the last thing I'd like to know about, if I may touch it.
Do it.
What is this?
Okay, so this is Mario and Wario. This is Super Famicom. This is the Super Nintendo in Europe, Japan, I believe. I could be off on that, but it's not here. I know that. So they look a little different. They look like this. Mm-hmm. And you can actually get games pretty cheap this way. And I get a lot of games. Now, you don't want them to be obviously in Japanese because you won't be able to play it. But there are games like this. So this is basically like a little puzzle platformer. And this was only released overseas. So I actually got this in this game, in this one, all in Paris. Now, I'm not trying to be bougie, but I went to Paris last year. I went to Paris last year, and they there was a video game store like right next to where we were staying, and this was $5.
That's wild.
This was $5.
I'm getting a plane ticket right now.
And then these were $2. So I was like, I don't want to lose money on this.
There's no way I'm not buying these.
So I got both of those. There. So it's pretty cool.
That's wild. That might be my favorite box art I've ever seen.
It's really cool. That Wario, he looks serious.
I've never come across that. All right, so we're pretty much onto your toy shelves now, right?
This is the nostalgia wall, is what I call it.
Okay. Well, I called it your toy wall, but there are games.
Okay.
What I want you to do before I jump into any specifics that I have questions about here, is there any overall thinking or is there any overall thing you can tell me about why you organized it this way?
Yes.
I think what I would love to leave here with more than anything is an understanding of how you think that got you to this.
Okay, I talk about this a little bit. I have a whole series. I moved into this house about 4 months ago, and I took people along the whole ride.
Okay.
So I like literally boxing up my old game room to putting it in here, and then each section I did on camera or in a video. So the way I wanted this set up was I like this stuff a lot more than just the games. So I wanted there to be an understanding of like seeing not just the games. A lot of people have these shelves, and there's nothing wrong with this. Having games like this, and it's just games.
Yeah.
It's just games, and it looks cool. But I like to kind of showpiece and showcase some of these toys and stuff. So the way I like it is to kind of like have some of the games. So this is all Sega stuff, but then have a couple of my pieces that I like kind of displayed. So there's depth, right? So that's kind of how I have it. This is kind of all Sega stuff. This is all box Sega stuff, and then this is probably one of my favorite pieces is my Talk Boy collection. Most people just know about the Talk Boy, but there is a whole product line of Talk Boy stuff, including I think I have over 20 Talk Boy items. So that's really cool.
Well,
and then stuff.
I want to ask you some more specifics about the Talk Boy because it's probably the coolest thing.
Sure.
It's the coolest stuff in here. But yeah, the question I was asking is just the overall generalized what you were thinking.
You know what was actually hard about this game room was this is only 8-foot ceilings.
Okay.
My old game room had 9-foot ceilings. So up above the game cases and everywhere that you're seeing, I had box consoles up on top. So when I moved into this game room, I was like, dang, this sucks.
You had to overhaul.
I'm not sure what to do. So then I had the idea of putting them up there, but then I really wanted my neons.
Of course.
So I could only put basically smaller boxes. So there is a method to it. It does look a little crazy.
There's a little method, but there's also like circumstance kind of dictated. You had to do some things different. I get that totally.
Definitely.
Because there's never enough room, is there, to do exactly what you want. All right, well, let's talk about some specifics. Now, I know a lot of you guys are watching. You probably have some questions, but we're just going to go off my brain today because there's some things on this wall that are shouting at me. And we'll save the Talk Boy stuff for a minute because that's probably crown jewel stuff. But when I walked in the room, I'll be honest with you, on this wall, there's one thing that jumped out at me. And I think it's probably just because of the size of it.
Okay.
For some reason, ginormous things. I have ginormous rubber ducks at home, ginormous scissors.
You're a large man.
I'm a large person. It's a thing that happens. What is that Mario mug?
Yeah, this is serious. Now, this is just a huge, like, is it called beer stein? Just like, and this is 30 years old. This is like, feel that thing. Now I know you guys can't on camera, like, but that is it's serious.
4 pounds, maybe 3-4 pounds.
Yeah. So they made multiple variations of Mario 2 products, glasses. They made jelly bean jars. They made all these different things. That's just one that I came across at a convention, and they gave me a really great deal. I think they're worth like $40 or $50. I got it for like $15.
That's fantastic. But if I were at a convention, that was $15.
I used to use that, like we would do podcast stuff, and I would be ridiculous and have my drink in that while we were talking.
Oh yeah,
so
why not use it? I mean, because that's going to hold up for a long time. Probably don't wash it in a dishwasher, and
probably
be fine.
not. Yeah, probably.
It'll probably be just fine for a long time.
It's pretty cool though.
I'm not lying though. That's probably the most.
I didn't even know you noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, well. We've been sitting in Rick's game room for a few hours now, shooting some other videos for our channels and doing lots of other stuff. And I've tried really hard not to talk about a few specific things with you so we could get some of it on camera. And that was definitely one of the big ones. Now, let's move on to some other random stuff. From across the room, I kept seeing Michael Jordan, and I wasn't close enough to realize this was a Space Jam shelf. Mm-hmm. So, do you have a major love for Space Jam, or tell us what's going on there?
Yeah. I really do love Space Jam stuff. I like a lot of toys and things that kind of correlate back to games. So when I first found out that this existed, it kind of like sparked a little bit of like, man, I want some more Space Jam stuff. So I found that, and then I didn't know that there was a PS1 game. There's actually like a Sega Saturn Space Jam game. I think it's the same thing, but. And then I also have, this is probably my best piece. This is the 1986 Michael Jordan Fleer rookie card. So that's it. That's the cream of the crop. That's the guy that I don't even know what it's worth. I'm never gonna get rid of it. I got that when I was a kid. So yeah, I like Space Jam. One of my favorite 90s movies. Space Jam 2's coming out. They just came out with the actual jerseys and everything.
Can't wait.
LeBron.
Well, let me just make sure I'm clear on what you were saying. You pretty much, as far as this Space Jam collection goes, came across the Space Jam Tiger handheld?
That's the first thing I found. Yeah.
And you were like, it's
I
on.
want a couple more things. Yeah. So I just randomly found. This is all my Mighty Max.
Yeah.
This is like little Mighty Max toys.
Okay.
This is like a Mighty Max Space Jam toy from
May
McDonald's. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything in it, but so that was just a random thing I found. I found that at Goodwill.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm remembering as I see this. Yeah, the little toys.
This is basically like Polly Pocket, and this was like for a boy, like kind of marketed towards boys. Fantastic. And this is what. Did you ever have a Mighty Max?
I remember it. Yeah, and I'll tell you what. This brings back memories. Was this a McDonald's toy or something?
This is an actual.
This is an actual
Mighty Max.
Okay. Because I'm having some pretty strong memories here, you know.
I'd love to if I can get it open. But there, it's super small. Like
there's see Max in there.
Yeah, that's literally how. And there were so many toys back in the '90s that were so, like there were hazards to kids. I mean, a kid could choke on that so
for
easy,
sure.
So.
You can choke on just that much.
Micro machines, all those types of things. So yeah.
Well, I want to say. That kind of, I mean, there's a lot of cool things in here that I really appreciate, but I really appreciate that you come across that. My collecting Power Ranger stuff now as an adult came about this way, and I really think it started with a Tiger handheld I found at Zia Records at Phoenix where we live.
There's something cool. I mean, they're not fun. Not particularly fun to play, but that this was marketing to its finest in the 90s. It was
What's more 90s than that?
Well, yeah, and it's just like, we have a new movie. Let's make a Tiger electronic. Like I have a Dennis the Menace one.
Right.
The movie from the 90s. There's a Tiger handheld.
Of course there is.
And I have that.
Of course there is. Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next thing that grabbed my attention. I want to know something about. I am not sure I knew the toy from that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie existed. Mm-hmm. Is that made because of the movie, or was the movie made because that toy was already... I have no idea.
Yeah, that was made from the movie. So the movie came out, and then this came out. Okay. This is Turbo Man. You can always count on him, right? And
you can always count on me.
That's your thumbnail.
Yeah.
So this is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Turbo Man, It's turbo time.
Beware of evildoers.
There's no route.
Good work, Booster.
Booster was his sidekick.
Good work, Booster. It's turbo time.
There's the money one.
There it is.
So this came out. This was a holy grail piece for me. And at some point I mentioned liking the movie or something, and somebody sent that to me, and I am forever grateful. and I owe them my life because that's like one of my favorite pieces. There's actually a Turbo Man car too.
Really?
Actually, and I have that as well.
And all this was memorabilia for the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure a lot of you watching have certainly seen the movie. I definitely have really fond memories of it. That part where Schwarzenegger is in the suit and rockets up into the air or whatever. It's pretty awesome.
I mean, I didn't mean for that to happen, but here we are.
There it is. And it's
it's a little bit. He's got a shiny tee on him. Mine's
Yeah.
not shiny, but yeah, you get the point.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sinbad. Dude, Sinbad was so funny. I missed that
guy. I couldn't believe that when I walked in here. I didn't personally know that toy existed.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't get me wrong. Everything on these shelves needs to be talked about. If you just pause right here and just stare for a while, you're going to see stuff and you're going to go, oh my gosh. But we only got time to talk about a couple more things. So let's get down here a little bit and talk about your Talk Boy collection. The first question I have about it is just simply, why? Why the Talk Boys?
So, like Space Jam, Home Alone is probably one of my top 5 favorite movies.
Okay.
I grew up with it, and I mean, like we all did, but it's just something about this movie. I kind of got real repetitive with things. I would watch the same thing over and over again. I don't know why.
Borderlining on obsession.
Yeah. And I loved Home Alone, and then I always talk about this. I didn't grow up with a ton of money or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted a Talk Boy, but we never could afford that. I think this was $80 or something crazy as a kid. And all it did was record you. It didn't do anything special.
It was a tape recorder.
It's a tape recorder, and you could slow it down a little bit.
And you could comfortably wear it on your hand.
Yeah. So if
you had normal hands, which I didn't.
So that came out with Home Alone 2. I finally picked one up years later. I started kind of collecting in here and found one at a thrift. Got it for $5 or $6, and then I really started to collect the box stuff. And I finally found a box, collected that, as seen on Home Alone 2.
So you piece this together separately in the box?
Yeah,
very nice.
And then I just kind of got infatuated with it, and I was like, wasn't there a pen?
Oh my gosh!
There is no pen on the movie or anything, but they ended up making a pen. It does not work. I don't believe.
Can you explain to us? Do you know how it's supposed to work?
I have no idea.
No.
Oh well, here the whole general idea with all the Talk Boy products is you can record. And you can slow down and fast forward, and then these are all you can push one.
And then built-in sound effects.
Built-in sound effects. A frog. Then there's
Rick's son and I were making lots of noises around the house earlier. Just a little sample.
A wolf. So I didn't know this worked. So yeah, that's basically the whole idea with all these different products. It does that.
Almost all, if not all, of the Talk Boy products are a recorder, and then a lot of them, but not all of them, are sound effect generators as well.
Yeah, and almost every product had a counterpart girl. So Talk Boy, Talk Girl. They had a Talk Girl pen. I don't have the Talk Girl pen.
I didn't know that, but now that you say that, I instantly noticed. There you go.
Yeah, that's the Talk Boy Junior, I think. Talk Boy Junior, Talk Girl Junior.
And it is, it has the Talk Boy. Yeah. I dropped it. I'm kicked out. It looks like a Talk Boy.
So this is the same. This is the Talk Boy keychain, and there's a Talk Girl keychain. I am on the lookout for some of the Talk Girl products. I just haven't found yet.
Yeah.
But then probably the two hardest ones to get, they made these overseas. Are these? What's more 90s than clear, see-through, transparent plastic? That was it for us. We loved it, and there was a blue one, and then there was this pink one, purpley pink.
Can one of those come out of there so we can get a close look?
Purpley pink.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know if you're going to get too many chances to see this.
I haven't seen them really highlighted on any channels or anything like that. But then, and here's the blue one. I got this from the country of Malta. I've seen one or two on eBay at certain points, but they were all broken. They didn't work. These both are sealed. They have never been opened before.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you can get a proper idea of what they're worth. I would say at least probably $200 or $300 each, probably. But they're really cool. Yeah, and that's how they were sealed back then. It's just like a piece of tape.
Yep.
That's all it was. They just never opened it.
Well, that is something, man. There's a lot of stuff in here. I keep saying this that it's cool when I have questions about, but I feel like you're probably a high percentage of complete there on the Talk Boy collection.
Yeah,
there's not a ton more products.
There's 2 more that I need. This one, and here's how I find out about there being more. Is just because I can't find any information. But you look on the back of some of these boxes.
It suggests the next one.
It would suggest and some of these were never even made. They just suggested it, and then they
Really?
were never released.
So
but this right here, the Talkboy Sound Squisher, this is one that I could not find. I mean, I have searches on eBay that are like when if,
just in
if
case it comes up.
Then never, and then finally a couple months ago, this came up, and it's new. It's never been opened before.
Did it come up for bid, or was it?
It came up to buy, and I bought it. I bought it for like $40, just because I've never seen it. It's like I gotta get it. Those are Talkboy walkie-talkies back there.
Yeah.
So.
Do they do any recording themselves, or?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting one.
That's a little Nero's pizza box
from Home Alone.
From Home Alone, the original Home Alone.
That's cool. That's a nice little addition to put it. And that's. I was kind of asking you leading questions earlier about how you decided to organize this. And I did so because I like some of your choices like that. That's a very nice choice.
Did I hit you all with this?
No.
Talkboy.
That's crown jewel right
watch. There. Talkboy watch.
May I?
Yes.
Oh man, it's so Talkboy, you know.
I love it. I wear it at conventions. My wife doesn't let me wear it out.
Really?
She's like, "What are you wearing?" I'm like, "A Talkboy watch? What are you talking about?"
The best watch ever made. Watch. Well, I think that's all I'm gonna really drill you about for now about your collection. But I'll tell you what, I hope to come back one of these days and see if you've gotten any further on your Talkboy collection.
I hope.
Just rapid fire real quick. If you had to pick something right now, what's your favorite thing on these shelves right here?
On these shelves, ooh.
Is it even possible to pick?
I don't know if it is. I think these are really cool to me. The Batman Forever glasses and then the Flintstone glasses. Those I like to find things mostly in the wild.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone can go on eBay and buy stuff.
For sure.
For the most part, there's a couple of things like those I've bought, but I like to find this stuff. I don't know if I have.
I mean, if you can't answer, you can't.
Yeah, I love the Turbo Man.
I'll tell you the way that I am is I'll probably answer the question, but I'll answer it different in about a month, right?
Right.
So I get what you're saying.
I go through seasons. I just find I just found these. Do you remember Puffy stickers?
Yes. Absolutely.
These are from,
no way.
These are Puffy stickers from like 1990.
That's wild.
And yeah.
So you're kind of down a weird rabbit hole now, looking for the odd stuff. Well, I asked him that because I want you guys to comment below. What's your favorite thing here in Retro Rick's collection? I guess I'm gonna have to pick a favorite before we get out of here. Can I do that?
Yeah, it's probably the Ouch bubblegum.
It's in there.
Open it up.
It's in there.
Those have never been chewed. Those are from.
I'm gonna, with your permission, I would like to give it the sniff test.
Sniff it. Does it have
no smell? Well, I don't have a high sense of smell. Hannah, sniff it. Do you smell any bubble gum?
Yeah, it smells chalky.
The can
that's
smells like
probably a pretty good.
All right. Well, let me pick a favorite. I'm gonna pick a favorite something from this wall. I mean, it's hard not to say Talkboy. But just for uniqueness, I'm going to go with Arnold up there. Turbo Man. It's just, I didn't expect to see that when I walked in here, so.
Hey, y'all tell me, we talked about this earlier. Tendo and Hannah don't know about Book It. Do you guys know what Book It is? Talk about Book It for a little bit, down in the comments.
Yeah, I guess I was not an avid enough reader growing up, but we've shot several videos this week together, Rick and I, so definitely if you're somehow on my channel and don't know who Rick is by now, go over to his channel. He's got so much cool content about so much of this cool stuff. If you've got any questions about this stuff, you're going to have to go find videos on his channel about it and ask him about it there.
Come on.
But we have had a conversation today about a reading initiative from... Was it Pizza Hut?
They were the program, and then basically Pizza Hut partnered with them. And if you read a book, you got the star.
You got a star, and once you filled up all the stars, you got a prize.
Personal pan pizza. That's what it was.
I want to reiterate something I've already tried to make a point. These little things in your collection make me appreciate it way more. So thank you so much for taking us on that deep dive. Guys, do comment below before we go. What's your favorite thing you've seen in here? I kind of can't wait to see the comments because there's just too much. There's too much to name. And that's it, guys. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go to the other side of the room now and make some other videos. So you guys get one more close look at all this collection. We're out of here. Peace out.